Hey guys, this is Mr. Crawford, and I am not in class today because I have training that I don't want to be at, but it is what it is. So, let us begin our review for our test tomorrow, Friday, November 3rd. Okay? Wait, no. Today the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th. The 4th. Friday the 4th. Okay. So, here we go. Let's go ahead and talk about parallel lines. Oh, by the way, okay, so your test will cover parallel, there we go, perpendicular, transformations, what we did yesterday, and scatter plot. Okay, so if you want to be successful, guys, transformations is probably the hardest part, and we did it yesterday, okay? So please try your best to remember pretty much try to memorize what C and D do. So you can, I guess, ignore A and B, but do your best, try to remember C and D for your test tomorrow. So C goes left and right, and D goes up and down, okay? Please don't forget those. Very important. I want you to pass. So be successful, and please study the C and the D of the transformations. So parallel lines, guys. Let's talk about parallel lines. Parallel lines means what kind of slope? What kind of slope do parallel lines have? Some of y'all hopefully said same slope. So you'll say two non-vertical lines with same slope and different y-intercept. Now we have perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are, again, two non-vertical lines with opposite reciprocal slope. So two non-vertical lines with opposite or negative reciprocal. So opposite reciprocal slopes. Don't forget, guys, opposite reciprocal means flip the fraction and switch the sign. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about, I guess I'll do one with you. So it's asking here, read the instructions. Instructions are so important. Are the two equations parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So if they're parallel, we need the same slope. Okay, so parallel needs the same slope. So this slope here is 1/2. That's your slope of the first equation, because it's mx plus b. M is your slope. And we have 2x minus 4 equals 4, which is not in this format. This is standard form, this is slope-intercept form. So we need to solve for y to get it that way. So to solve for that y, we need to get the y term by itself, meaning we have to get rid of the 2x term. If it's positive, what do we do to get rid of it? Hopefully some of y'all said subtract 2x from both sides of the equal sign. So that'll give you negative 4y equals negative 2x plus 4. They are not like terms, so it is not 2 or 2x or 6x or negative 6x. It's negative 2x plus 4. Last step, we need to divide by what's in front of y? Negative 4. So divide everything by negative 4, giving us y equals negative 2 divided by negative 4. What's a negative over a negative? Hopefully some of us said positive. And what does 2 divided by 4 reduce to? It's not 2. It's another fraction. Should be 1/2. So negative 2 divided by negative 4 reduces to 1/2. So 1/2 x. And then positive 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1. So 1/2 and 1/2, are those both the same? Yes, they are. So since the two equations have the same slope, are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? They should be parallel. Okay, so number 2 you can do on your own, because you can't learn unless you practice on your by your own, okay? So please practice this. If you turn it in today, you will get a grade for it, as well as extra credit on your test. So a free 100 and extra credit on your test. So please guys, do this, turn it in, because I know we all want to succeed and have great grades to show our parents so they can be proud of us. So number 3 here, find a slope that is parallel and perpendicular to the graph shown at the right. Okay, well, let me do parallel with you. I'll do parallel and you can do perpendicular. Because as long as you know that perpendicular is opposite reciprocal, and you know how to flip and switch to get that number, you'll be okay. Okay, so let's find the parallel slope. Parallel means same slope. So pretty much we have to find the slope of this line. So slope is rise over run. So we find 2 points. Here's a point, and here's a point. So what did it rise? You should have said 1. It went up 1, and what did it go to the right? Went over 3. So the rise over the run is 1 over 3. So 1/3 is your slope. Simply though, for part 2, flip and switch. You know how to flip and switch. Instead of positive 1/3, it becomes, you got it. All right. So I'll do 4, and you can do 5. 5 again is just perpendicular. You have to flip and switch it. So number 4 though, let's do 4 together. It says, write an equation in slope-intercept form that passes through the point negative 1, 2. So we're given a point, guys. We're given a point, which is x1 and y1. And is parallel to, parallel means same slope of 2x minus 4x 8. So to get your slope, we have to solve for y. Okay, so let's solve for y so we can get slope, the m value. So to get the y by itself, we have to keep the y term and get rid of the x term. So how do you get rid of a positive 2x? You should have said subtract 2x from both sides. So negative 4y equals 8 minus 2x. They are not like terms, so you'll write it separately. Negative 2x plus 8. Last step to get y by itself is divide by the coefficient, which is negative 4. Divide everything by negative 4. So y equals, again, this is just like above. Negative 2 over 4 is the same thing here, negative 2 over 4, which gives us 1/2. So 1/2 x. And then positive 8 divided by negative 4 should be negative 2. So guys, we have a point, which is x1 and y1. We're given negative 1, 2. And we need a parallel slope, which it means same slope of this slope. So our slope will be 1/2. So if you're given a point and a slope, which formula will you use? Hopefully, guys, you know the point-slope formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Alright, so we're given y1, we found m, which is the slope, and we have x1, which is from the point. So all we do is plug in our values. So y minus y1 is 2. So y minus 2 equals, we have a half, which is your slope, so your slope is 1/2. And then parentheses x minus negative 1. When you subtract a negative, what's really going on? Should have said adding. And now we simplify that. So to simplify, we have to solve for y. So we have to distribute the slope, which is 1/2. So distribute the 1/2 inside the parentheses. So y minus 2 equals 1/2 x. What is half of 1? Half of 1 is half. Because anything times 1 is itself, so half times 1 is half. So last step, we have to get the y by itself. There's a negative 2 next to it. How do you get rid of a negative 2? Should have said plus 2. Okay, so that adds to 0, so you'll have y equals 1 half x plus 1 half plus 2. Now these are like terms because they're both numbers, but they're not both fractions. So what needs to be the same to add fractions? The denominator. Good. So the denominator is 2. So what divided by 2 equals 2? Hopefully somebody said 4. So 2 will become the fraction 1 half x plus 1 half plus 4 over 2. Because 4 over 2 is 2. It's just in fraction form. So now we can add our like terms because they have the same denominator. So 1 half plus 4 halves, 1 plus 4 is 5. So we should have 1 half x plus 5 halves. I know it seems tedious, but it's because I'm showing all of my work, which this here is 100. If you show all your work, that's full credit. If you don't show that, or don't show that, or this, you may not get full credit, okay? So please, guys, do your best to show all your work so you can get full credit on your test, because I know all of y'all want good grades. None of y'all go into class saying, I want to get an F or a C. Y'all hope and pray to always get good grades. A's and B's is what you want, so please strive for that. So again, 5 is the same thing, okay? You're given x1 and y1, but you need a perpendicular slope. So perpendicular means flip and switch, guys. Do the same thing we just did, but take your slope and flip it and switch it, and that'll be the slope you use. Please do so. I want y'all to succeed. Now, here we go. 6 through 8. It says, explain the translation from the parent function. F of x equals x. This will be on your test tomorrow, guys, but it won't tell you what it is. Okay, don't forget the parent function goes through the origin. It looks like this. Your test tomorrow will talk about that. You need to know that it goes through the origin and it has a slope of 1. Okay, so 6, 7, and 8. I will go ahead and do 6 with you because it's the same thing as 7 and 8, just different numbers. So, like I said, we have our C value and our D value. As you notice, there's no A and there's no B, so we can ignore that. So the C value, don't forget. So when you add C, it goes left. When you subtract C, it goes right. When you add D, it goes up. When you subtract D, it goes down. You need to know this for your test tomorrow. Please memorize that. I want you to succeed, so please do what you need to do to succeed the right way. All right, so 6, you have to subtract. Well, you have minus 3 on the inside, which is your C value. So minus 3 is right. So you'll say the graph shifted right, how many? Good, 3 units. And the plus 1 is the D value. So when you add, it goes up. So you'll say and up 1 unit. And that's it. So you'll do the same exact thing for 7 and 8. Here we go. So graph the following translations from function. Okay, so here we go. This is just like yesterday's transformations. We have your equation, x plus 2. And it says graph the following translations. Alright, so it says 4 units left. Let's go ahead and graph this first. I'll do 9 with you, you can do 10. So let's graph our original equation, which has a y-intercept of 2. So on the y-axis, we'll go to 2. And your slope, in front of x, there is no number, but technically there's a 1 there. So from your y-intercept, you'll go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. So you put all those points, draw your line. So that's your original equation. But now for number 9, it tells you to go 4 units left. So all of those points we just created will go 4 to the left. So this point will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. This point will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. This point will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. So that's good enough, guys. Connect those dots, and that's your new equation. But now it's asking you, what is the new x-intercept? So the x-intercept deals with the x-axis. So where does your new line intersect the x-axis? It looks like it intersects it right here, which is what number? Yeah, I should have hopefully said -6, because that's where it intersects the x-axis. Okay, so y'all can do 10. Let's talk about number 11. I'll do half of this with you, and you can do the other half. So let's see. I'll do the cumbersome part. I'll do that. You can draw a trend line. What type of correlation is the data? You can do that. And then I'll do the estimation with you, but you can do these two parts. Okay, so part 11 says, make a scatter plot of the data. So altitude is your x values. So your x values, it starts at 0 and goes to 5,000. Okay, so it goes from 0 to 5,000 is your x values. So let's go ahead and say in the middle is 25,000, and then let's just estimate from there. Wait, that's no, we can buy 500. So 500, that'd be 1,000. That'd be 1,500. That'd be 2,000. That'd be 3,000. That'll be 35,000. That'll be 4,000. That'll be 45, etc. Okay, so we're going by 500s on the x-axis. Now the y-axis starts. The smallest value is 0.06, and the largest value is 61.3. So let's go ahead and start at 0 for the y-axis because the smallest value is really close to 0. And the largest is 61, so if we round to 70, that's good. So let's just go ahead and go by 10s anyways, because this graph is already divided up for us. So let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot our points. So 0, 59 is our first point. Okay, so 0, 59, right about here. And then 559, I feel like I did this already with you. Maybe in our notes we did, but let's go ahead and do it again. 1,061, 1,555, 2,041, 2,530, 30 is at 3,000, oh hell, what did I do wrong? Okay, so 3,000, oops, 3,000 is at 30, 3,500 is at 18, 4,000 is at 26. Oh, good, this is tedious. I love tedious things. Let's say 4,500 is 12, and 5,000 is way down there. So, there's a scatter plot. You draw a trend line, goes through the middle of the points. You tell me if it's positive, negative, or no correlation. And now it says the estimated temperature at 800 feet. So this is 500. This is 1,000. Let's say 800 is like right there. So from you're going to go up to your data and go to your trend line. So your trend line is where you'll go to, and then you'll go to the left. So my imaginary trend line, I guess I have to do it somewhere right there. So, well, shoot. At 80, what do y'all think, guys? And don't forget, it's an estimate. It's an estimate. It can be any number close to, yeah, it can be any number, but it has to be close to over here. So I would say if you put anything between 50 to 70, good job. Okay, but you have to put an actual number. Don't put 50 to 70. Don't do that. I want you to go actually estimate what the temperature would be. Okay, and then last problem, number 12, the scatter plot, blah, 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 shows the amount of money in dollars you spend on gasoline in gallons. What is the correlation? Oh, you got that. You can do that on your own. and you can do that. Okay, so please guys, you need to study for your test tomorrow. I'll be back for your test. I'm sorry I can't be there now. This here is for a grade. Turn it in for your 100. Finish it. If you don't turn it in, you know what happens. I gave you a 50, so it'll just be a 50 in the grade book. I did half of it with you. Yeah, good luck guys. So please finish this, turn it in, and study this right here. You need to know this. This is very, 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 very important. The C and the D values. Know what those do to your equation. I want you to get 100. I need you to succeed, so please do your best. And now I'm going to sign off, and have a great day. Don't forget, study, study, study. Okay, bye.